Morning from the sun belt, so bright you can barely even see, just like my future. It's Jake, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an easy solution. I've done this on 4 houses. If you have a damp crawl space, or you have leaking crawl space, or you have water intrusion in your crawl space, I'm going to go and simplify this for you. And don't do anything until you can at least consider this first. So this is the townhouse I just bought, and this, as you can kind of tell, it's got, if you look down there, I mean, that's kind of a, you could roll down the hill, but it's on a pretty steep grade. And this property, I have, like just about every other property I've bought before, have water intrusion issues. Let me show you guys the inside just so you kind of have an idea. I have a little simple townhouse, split level, living spaces upstairs, kitchen in the back, and going. More than likely, if you have a property with some water intrusion or some leak issues, you're wondering, it probably has a grade. You're probably either at the low spot of a hill, or you're looking something like me. You're at the low spot of a ditch. You can tell in between the front and the back of the house on this one. This is a pretty extreme grade. So and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm looking at, so this may compare to yours. We're about to the crawl space of the house. And here we are. We are in your typical Sun Belt Alabama crawl space. Smells a little musty, feels a little damp. As you can tell, this wall, and probably your walls if you're watching this video, drip water. And I had a porch, this place had a porch down here, and you can tell it's already starting, the water intrusions causing rot issues with the little, I'm gonna call it a porch. You can just tell, you can see the water coming down from the side. And I'm going to show you what I do on this sucker, and this is so stupid simple. All right, so this is what's happening. As you can tell, I showed you the grade, I showed you the damage on this side of the wall and the water damage. The water is running down this hill or falling from that roof and collecting right there. It's like a low space. It's just really simple. If I put a water hose out here or up there, water would flow into the house. It's going down the crawl space and seeping in through the walls. This is where the space was leaking. Let me zoom out. Along this whole border of this wall, I could tell that the water was coming here, and it actually had cut a whole London bridge where you could stick your fist, 2 fists in sideways up under here, and the water was running down through here, dumping down the wall, and a little bit of it making at it around the corner. I went and got a cubic foot of dirt. This wall is about 18 square feet, or 18 feet long right here. I went and got 2 loads of dirt, and I them against the wall, just like this, and made a grade. Let me get down a little bit lower so you can see what I did. But what it happens is the water sinks in, it makes a low spot. Maybe you bought a house where the lady before owned it for 50 years. She was a gardener and was always digging up her garden, making pretty gardens, and now you have a low spot next to your house. Or maybe you're like me and you have water intrusion coming down from the house and coming in from the driveway down into here, and then it's pooling right here. Well, for me, it was sinking down that crawl space, intruding the cinder block, and then, as you can see, going down the walls and rotting my space out. Now, when this water comes and rains down, it's gonna go away. And I go up under here, I do this the whole length of the house. Guys, I know that sounds ridiculous. You're basically saying, Jake, I got a quote. It was $6,000 to $10,000 from a foundation specialist, or my Uncle Bob tried to do it and it hasn't worked and it's still leaking musty, or I have a tenant who's complaining about the crawl space and I cannot fix the water intrusion issue. I'm not saying you won't have to call a foundation guy out to get rid of the mold. I'm not saying you may not have to call a professional out at the end of the day. But I have done this so many times where I've just taken dirt, rented a truck from Home Depot for 50 bucks, one of those big flatbed 250s. I get some dirt from a local landscaping place. They just drop a couple Bobcat loads in there with me. And then I go ahead and bring it here, get a little bit of help, dump the dirt next to the house, make a grade, not much a grade, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, not much, just a little bit of a grade, and I tamp it to high heaven. I tamp it with a big square tamper, and then I tamp it with a post hole tamper. So this right here, guys, may as well be concrete. And the reason I do this is because I had a home inspector on my first house, and I had a lot of water intrusion in the crawl space. He told me, he was like, Jake, you know, you can go ahead and dry lock the inside of the house. You can go ahead and water seal the cinder block. You know, you can go and do all these different things. You can get you humidifiers and stuff. He's like, but the water is running into the house. And woo, is it hot out here. Feels good in here. So what does this mean for you? If you're a homeowner, you know, foundation issues are one of the biggest deals. If you're renting, it's not really your problem, but it really is your problem. But I assume you're probably like a homeowner or somebody and you're trying to take care of your property, and you know a foundation specialist costs 6 to 10 to 20 grand depending on where you live. So if you, like I said, if you have the option, like if you already have a truck around, you're able-bodied and you have a wheelbarrow and a shovel, you want to just go ahead and grade, put some dirt next to the side of your house, maybe put it 2 feet out from your house at a 5%, 10% grade, and grade it, and like I said, level it and then tamp it where it's nice and hard. That dirt's gonna run down. If it ever does get off the gutters or ever does run into the house, it's gonna run down there and just slide right on down the hill. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's about all I can really tell you about this, but it's worked fantastic for me. I'd love to answer any questions like, Jake, how do you tamp it? Jake, how do you tighten it? Jake, how much dirt? So just let me know. I've done it all the way around a house before. I've done it on the back 70 foot of a ranch style house. This house is this townhouse is about 18 feet across, and I did it with about a cubic yard, I believe. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'll talk to you guys later.